Hey everyone, welcome back to Passive Play. It's Valentina.
And Rory.
And today we have another special episode in honor of the World Cup coming up soon. We're going to be talking through some favorite fun facts about the World Cup, our memories, and things we're looking forward to. And we hope you guys are all excited about the World Cup as well. Rory, are you excited that
Mm.
we're going to get to go to the Fan Fest and a couple of games?
Yes, I'm super excited. World Cup has been a big thing every time it comes around for me, so having it here in the US is gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it feels kinda surreal because I feel like every time it's happened, it just feels distant and like I'm watching it on TV and it's, something that I've felt far removed from, but it was always a big event, and while FIFA has its faults, we are still very much excited.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it has been very far away from the US for the past couple of World Cups, so I feel like this will have a much different feel.
Yeah, and I would be so curious to go experience it in Mexico and in Canada as well, just to compare all 3. So, it's gonna be an exciting couple of months for all 3 countries, I'm sure.
Yeah, I bet Mexico is gonna be crazy.
Yes, very, very busy and hectic over there. Okay, so what is your first World Cup memory?
My first World Cup memory is probably the final of the 2006 World Cup. I have a very vague memory of the Italy players running after winning the penalty kick shootout, but it's one of those where it's so hazy, like, I don't even remember if it's a memory or if it's just me making up a memory, but I think it is.
That's pretty crazy if you remember the 2006 World Cup because I only remember that it was in Germany, and I think at 6 years old, I probably wasn't watching any soccer besides when my family would turn on Barcelona and Real Madrid, so that's pretty impressive if what you are describing is a real memory.
I'm gonna take it as a real memory, but yeah, I think definitely one of the first or probably the first soccer watching memory I have in general.
That's awesome. My first actual memory, besides the fact that I remembered it was in Germany in 2006, would probably be the 2010 World Cup in South Africa. That was just the best time for me as a
Mhm.
kid. I was living in Mexico at the time, and I had the official sticker book, and so school was crazy because we would just show up and trade all of the sticker cards, and it was so satisfying and exciting when you finally filled up a whole team. It took a lot of work, and I just can hardly remember this part, but I'm sure my parents had to buy me a very, decent amount of sticker packs at the stores.
Yeah, I remember those. I never really participated in those games.
No
I
way.
think they weren't as big, at least in Seattle, as it seems like they were in
Yeah.
Mexico, but I do remember that, and yeah, that is the first cup where I have a lot of memories, and when I think of a World Cup, that's exactly what I think of.
Yeah, and it was definitely an exciting time overall for our school, and I think everyone was very into it because we were doing a lot of special events at school. We had to do a whole performance to the Waka Waka song with Shakira, so I remember that a lot. There's definitely a video somewhere. It was awesome. We all carried flags, huge flags of all the countries out to the performance, so I guess that's part of my memory too.
Yeah, I would say overall, just with the songs and being that perfect age where it's all just fun, I think that's probably my most fun memory of a World Cup in total.
In that same spirit of remembering fun times of the World Cup, what is your favorite memory of any of the World Cups?
That's a tough one. I would say probably the 2014 World Cup when James Rodriguez had just the most insane World Cup, and he specifically when he scored the volley off his chest
Mhm.
against Uruguay. I just remember thinking he was the best player ever, and then he became one of my favorite players because of that moment. I
Mm.
think that one's one of my favorites.
Yeah, you do bring him up a lot, and I don't remember that particular play. I think my favorite memory was and I'm probably gonna get hated on for not remembering who did this. When the Netherlands were playing someone and whoever was playing forward did this crazy header. I don't know what World Cup this was. Do you know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about,
Robin
though?
van Persie, yeah. That was
That's who it was?
I believe that was 2014. Yeah, the flying
Yes.
yes, the Flying Dutchman.
How far out was he from the goal?
I think he was kind of, like, at the top of the box, but he dove pretty far to get
Yes.
to it. Yeah,
It was
that's a
pretty
classic.
yeah, it was pretty dramatic, and
Mhm.
I'm picturing it in my head as we speak, and I think I just remember that because I don't remember who I was with or where we were. I just remember it was a shocking moment,
Yeah.
and it's forever imprinted in my brain, so it's probably one of my favorite memories. Or Memo Ochoa just getting revived for every single World Cup is also a good
Yeah,
one.
he has some great memories.
Yeah. Okay, and, what about so did you ever wake up early or skip something important to watch any of the World Cups?
I can't remember skipping anything because it's the summer, so I feel like there's no, like, school or anything to skip,
Mhm.
but I do remember we were on vacation one summer. I believe it was the 2014 World Cup, and we were in Montana, and we didn't really have good, like, TV service, we were kinda out in
Uh-huh.
the wilderness, and so we would drive into the town to the bar just to watch the games. So
Oh,
we
nice.
were really making an effort to watch the game. But would say that was the biggest, like, commitment that we
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, I don't think I remember skipping anything important.
One thing I do remember, though, was just how everybody was involved in the World Cup. Because back then, I feel like not everyone was watching soccer. I wasn't watching Premier League or anything like the MLS really on a regular basis, and I don't think many kids on my team were, but everybody watched the World Cup, and so I just felt like it always had a big impact on everything we did.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I do remember is the World Cup drill, and it was so fun to do that because
Mm,
you could pick your own country and a partner, and it was basically you and your teammate against everybody else, and it was basically the last team standing, and that was probably the most fun drill from my experience. Because you're right, when we were younger, we didn't watch that much soccer really. And I think when I realized that the World Cup was so global and probably one of the biggest events in the world was the fact that even people who didn't regularly keep up with soccer were watching the World Cup. So I think that that in itself makes the whole thing really exciting, and especially the opening ceremonies and the championship ceremony once the tournament concludes.
yeah, true, they always do a really good job with the ceremonies as well. Okay, who would you say is the most iconic World Cup player that you can think of from your child?
I mean, I also remember James very well. He just felt like another one of us, I think. And I remember him because we follow a lot of the Real Madrid games. So I remember when
Mm,
he played for Real Madrid. So I think he was pretty iconic because he was just so young and he made such an impact early on.
mhm.
Obviously, I already said his name, Memo Ochoa. He's always been an icon in my head. And then I don't know what player this is, but that one World Cup where Mexico got a PK called on them and
Mm,
they lost against the Netherlands, I
yeah, it was
think.
the Netherlands.
And that to this day, that hashtag in English, it wasn't a penalty, in Spanish, no era penal or something
Yeah,
like that. That was a pretty iconic World Cup moment for sure
yeah,
and lives till this day, like I said. No idea who the player is,
Arjen Robben is who it was. Yeah, I remember
but
that
the
too.
Mexican player,
Oh, yeah, I don't remember who the Mexican player
we'll have
was who
to look him
fouled
up.
him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know exactly what moment you're talking about.
Yeah,
I
heartbreaking
agree
day.
with, Memo Ochoa, though. I just feel like he's pretty much synonymous with the World Cup
Yeah,
at
he's
this
the
point.
World Cup emblem,
Yeah,
basically.
pretty much. And he's actually breaking the record this year.
Mhm,
He's gonna be the first guy, I believe, to go to 6 World Cups, which
mhm.
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I would say another goalie, Tim Howard, is
Yeah, that's right.
also one of my World Cup heroes because of how good he was for the US in all the World Cups.
Yeah. There used to be a US soccer star well before Pulisic, but I'm forgetting his name.
Landon Donovan?
Yeah, I
Landon
remember him for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah, he was pretty big, obviously, here in the
Yeah.
US.
What's the best World Cup ball that you remember?
Definitely the Jabulani. Has to be the Jabulani.
Was that the South Africa one?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, I feel like all of my answers are gonna end up being the South Africa World Cup, and I was gonna say that one.
Yeah, that was the one that was, like, controversially shaped a little weird, so, like, there was a
Oh,
couple really
yeah.
weird goals, and my brother and I actually bought one,
Mhm.
and we literally just tore it to shreds, but it would move really weird, and so
Mm.
we would just go and shoot only with one ball for hours.
I didn't remember that small detail of it being shaped weird, and you're just bringing up memories now of these.
Yeah, there was, like, a whole controversy because some guy missed an open goal and he landed on the ball, and
Oh, okay,
then
I
yeah,
super vaguely
yeah,
remember.
it was a big thing. I liked the 2018 one was pretty cool too. I don't remember the last one.
Mm.
Alright, what about best soundtrack/song? I
You
feel like it's an
already know
easy
what
one.
I'm gonna say, yeah. The Waka Waka song
Yeah.
or the just all the 2010 ones, honestly. I feel like Pitbull was in there.
Was Waving Flag one as
Waving
well? Yeah, that was a good
Flag.
one.
Yeah, we sang that one too. Those
Of course you guys did.
I know them from start to finish. Yeah, Waka Waka and Waving Flag are have a special place in my heart. I still listen to them.
I like the one from 2022 is pretty good too.
Wait,
Do you remember
yeah,
that?
the Qatar one,
Yeah, the
the
Q
Arbo one, I think that's what
yeah.
it's called. Yeah, they had good songs too. I actually will post this video. We made our dogs try and decide who was gonna
Mm.
win one of the Qatar games, and we played one of the songs. It wasn't the Arbo song, but I remember we liked the soundtrack for the Qatar World Cup. So, good call out there. I That'll be my second favorite. I don't remember the Russia.
No, I don't remember that at all. But, I mean, maybe it's just nostalgia. The 2010 one, it's
Yeah,
just
those
all
are the
time.
that one's huge.
Yeah.
And then if you could relive one World Cup moment live, what would it be? Where
Honestly,
did
it
you
would probably be the last World Cup because that final was so insane. Remember, it was 3-3 and they ended up going into penalty kicks, Argentina versus France. Messi got to win his World Cup. I would say
Oh,
that
yeah, yeah,
'cause
yeah.
that's probably gotta be, like, one of the best finals of all time,
Mhm.
plus Messi getting the cherry on top World Cup. I feel like that
Definitely.
would probably be it.
I agree, that was pretty monumental. I would probably like to I don't know if relive's the right word, but it'd be cool to go back to old World Cups when I wasn't alive
Yeah.
to see what it was like back then, and there's
Mhm.
some pretty iconic moments that I've heard of from World Cups long ago.
The Maradona Hand of God, that
Yes,
would be a really good one to
that's
go watch in
ugh,
person.
I was gonna say that, but I wasn't sure if that happened in a league game or
No, that was the World Cup. I think it
okay.
was, like, the semifinal, maybe the
That's
final, I
right,
don't know.
yeah, that's
But yeah,
if you don't know what that is, look it up
yeah,
on YouTube, it's just one of those soccer moments that is insane.
yeah.
Um, so fast forward now to present day World Cup times. What are you excited about for this upcoming World Cup? And it can be anything.
I think I'm most excited to, 1, go to games, and then 2, go to the fan zones and
Mhm.
watch it. I think just being around the atmosphere and everything will be the most fun part,
Yeah.
so I would say that's what I'm looking forward to the most. What about you?
I think also the games, I just have no idea. I honestly never thought I would go to a World Cup game, so, I remember I was thinking before the tickets even went on sale, I didn't even care what team I saw, I just wanted to go to a game. So I'm excited about that, and I'm just excited to see who will win. I'm excited to see who will win. I'm excited to see the environment in Boston and Seattle.
Yeah.
I am hopeful we'll get some good games, both on TV and in person.
Same here. Who do you think is gonna win?
All right, I'm going on record here. I think can I say 2 teams or just 1?
Yeah, you can leave your top. You
Okay,
can leave your
I'll just say
favorites.
1. I am going for Spain, and I guess if I have to give a maybe second option, Brazil.
Wow, interesting. I mean, I feel like Spain are the big favorites. I feel like Argentina have a good chance of repeating,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna go. They're gonna break the curse. England, it's coming home
Yeah,
after would that be like 80 years of
sure.
not winning it?
Okay, interesting. Maybe you're riding on a high because of Arsenal's recent
Could
Premier
be,
League win.
could be.
Well, I guess we'll see you guys. We're on record here and we'll see in a couple months who's the winner.
Yeah. If England win, I'm a genius. If not, we'll forget about it.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, we hope you guys are excited too. Feel free to share anything that you're looking forward to for the World Cup or what team you're rooting for. Actually, we may even launch a fun poll for you guys to
Mhm.
answer.
Or in the comments too, favorite moments as a kid, favorite
Yeah.
song, favorite ball. Let me know if Jabulani as well is your favorite.
Yes. 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 All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. We will see you guys next week.
See you next week.